Anish, another thing that I wanted to talk about is your decision to withdraw from the freestyle chess events. Is it like part of the plan to focus only on the things that help you in the candidates and world championship cycle, or how exactly did you take this decision?
Yeah, well, I withdrew from this club. Yeah, I think they formed a certain club, which was they formed this club and they promised some benefits for the people in that club, which was to me was a surprise. Okay, fine, you give me benefits for just being close. Sure, so I was getting the benefits initially. But then they obviously realized it was a waste. There should be no, like, what is this? You have some club and but then they kept the club though. So it's, I was like, okay, but then let's not be, because, they, like it's complicated, but when you are like having some organization and you're doing some ambassadorship for them, and, you can't just basically say that, your organization is supported by all the top 20 players or something like this, without asking them. So that's why I think I sort of withdrew from that. I didn't really withdraw from anything else, honestly. Like, I didn't participate in events. I was only invited, I don't know if it's a secret, but I guess hopefully not. Like, I was invited to as a replacement for Las Vegas, very, very last minute. I had some plans. I couldn't go there. I don't know if I had time, if I would have done that. I would have to think about it. But so it was not really a choice much for me to... I didn't play any and okay, I don't play the like online one. There's some online events, right, for this. But it's, I mean, honestly, like already regular chess, it's I rarely get to play these online events. But especially if we start to also, I basically think it's a matter of priorities. Again, limited time you have, limited tournaments you can play, and if there's something you have to be cutting away, like for me, it's freestyle, because at least when I play Rapid and Blitz. Regular format, at least it's somewhat useful for my classical games, because at least maybe we play similar positions, or it's the same game essentially. But now it's another game, and the benefits of that are very, very abstract. And if I had nothing at all to play, I would probably play that. But I just way too much, and if I have to cut off something, it has to start there. Yeah.
Anish, this is freestyle chess. That's what some media will write after this. Like, if I have nothing to do, I'll play it.
No, but I mean, especially these online events, right? Yeah. Like this freestyle fight. Like, there's nothing at stake there. It's not but again, it's like I was not. I mean, the ones to Las Vegas, but I was not invited to the Grand Slam events. But I think in general, like it's like an extra thing. I think it's exhibition event. I think it's a lot of fun. We also had some Backhouse, like there was a Backhouse event, but okay, once they attempt to make an entire circuit and then make it appear as it's a competitor to classical chess, then the conversation is changing. It's a little bit like if you imagine you have a nice dinner, and they ask you, would you like a cheesecake? You say, like, sure, cheesecake, of course, cheesecake. I love cheesecake. And okay, you have your whatever, the soup, like, okay. Then you have your pasta, and then they give you the cheesecake. Okay, wonderful, If next time there would be no cheesecake, it would be a pity, You like the cheesecake. But then imagine they say, okay, no, we don't give you the soup. We have a giant cheesecake, which is a little bit liquid at the beginning. Then we have a even bigger cheesecake for the main course, and then we have a cheesecake in the end. And then you're like, and they're like, hey, don't you like cheesecake? I'm like, no, I like cheesecake. I like cheesecake. Okay, I like chess 960, but I mean, I need to eat, right? Like, I don't mean that I need the money, but I need to eat. Like, okay, I need to play. Like, this is not the. So yes, if it's everything in its own. For me, this is the role of freestyle or 960 tournaments. Like there was also Amber epic events, blindfold rapid. Like this blindfold chess was epic. Like one of the most epic events in chess history. Blindfold event, rapid blindfold in Monaco, but. Suddenly, if they would try to make an entire calendar filled with blindfold tournaments, okay, it's a different story. Then we just have to investigate how is blindfold for your brain if you play so much, because it's like it's a big strain. Yeah. And likewise with freestyles, okay, if you start replacing classical chess, then suddenly we have a different discussion, and that is a discussion that I think is much harder than just saying, okay, I like freestyle. I played when it was like I played the qualifier to World Championship in. A few years back, I think on Lichess it was. I had a good time playing it. I think overall, most top players are good at it as well. Like, so you mostly the hierarchy remains kind of similar. The ranking remains very similar. I think the skill set is extremely similar to normal chess. I think I'd probably do okay as I do in regular chess as well. But yeah, I mean, when suddenly they're trying to sort of question the entire chess infrastructure and the existing World Championship cycle, people are misled by just a couple of new, a new season of this very unstable new and basically a different format. Then of course, then it's a different story. And so it's the same. Like, I have nothing against freestyle chess, but again, if it depends a little bit what the intentions are. And yes, I don't want like to have 3 cheesecakes instead of my dinner. Yeah, this is a different story. Mm-hmm. Maybe somebody does though. And then again, it's a question: should you ask the children what they want to eat, because they probably want to have cheesecake 3 times a day, yeah? Or should there be, should you think more deeper about it, and what's more important?
Do you think that it is a possibility that people will become, that people will start to really, really, really care about freestyle chess because Magnus is playing and promoting it, and many other top players like it, and some of them like it, like Levon, like it more than classical chess. So is there a universe where it's possible that people start caring about this cycle more than about classical World Chess Championship?
I don't know. Frankly, I haven't spoken about it with Magnus or Levon in like a private conversation. And if I did, I shouldn't be sharing that with you either. But you mentioned some of the interview statements they gave. Yeah, like, mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, if you say Levon likes it more than classical chess, like, probably yes. But I don't know, like, what is probably nuanced. Like, let's say, if you are filming an interview, shot during a freestyle chess by the freestyle crew with the organizer standing there, and the prize fund is, I don't know, $750,000, and you are asked, what do you think about freestyle chess? Probably that slightly impacts the way, the phrasing of your answer, yeah? I'm not saying that people are like, cannot stand up for themselves and say what they think, but it's going to impact the phrasing of your answer. And then if you use that quote and you offer it to me here in this interview where we are discussing things in general, then it becomes a bit different. We are arguing past each other a little bit. So it's a question to me. Yeah, again, speaking of caring, like, it's a different game. I've also depends maybe for people, but for me, like, when I learned chess, my first book, my favorite chapter was about chess openings and the names of them and how, like, if you can't take that away, like, it's just a different game for me. And
what was the book, by the way?
This one was How to Become a Gentleman. To become a gentleman. This is it's not a chess book, but it had a chapter about chess, because apparently the author thought that he didn't know that, so nothing to do with each other. But so I was telling the story always about like how I started chess, and I always say that like I didn't learn how to become a gentleman, unfortunately for my wife, but at least I know how to play chess. Yeah, so this, but it had some things about chess, and it had like at the end was like just name chess openings, one after the other, just a group like open openings, closed openings, like semi-open games, whatever. So. And I don't know, I like that aspect of the game always. And again, this preparation is crucial again, because, okay, maybe not, but for the, as far as I know, I don't know how all people do it, but the people I spoke to, they don't really prepare during freestyle tournaments. They don't really prepare for the games. Yeah, I think that impacts how much you're going to care.
It takes away something, right?
Yeah, I think so, massively. I think that if you, whatever activity you do, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like also I imagine if you would only play freestyle, you will end up training for it somehow. You just play games and you maybe start studying theory, but now it's some sort of a weird mix where people are really just studying and playing normal chess, and then there are freestyle events where, as far as I know, people don't really prepare. Maybe some do, I don't know, but like those people that I spoke to, a couple, or honestly just a couple, they told me they don't prepare at all. But yeah, it's a philosophical question. I spoke about it to some other colleague of mine, and not Levon, but somebody else. But it's okay, it's a private conversation, so I'll not mention exactly who it is. But we were having an interesting talk about these things and about like how freestyle is similar to chess and what are the differences. And I was more on the side where I was highlighting the differences, but my friend was telling me more about the similarities, and it's not so clear. For example, the fact that the skills are so transferable from one to the other, it definitely says that there is some kind of special link between regular chess and chess 960. There's some sort of special link there, because you can't say it's Backhouse or you can't say it's checkers, because the skills are too transferable somehow from one to the other that you might wonder, isn't it then essentially the same game with just slightly different variation? But again, yeah, for me, kind of not really. But I mean, it could be different in an alternative universe, where chess is chess 960. It would be a very fun universe for sure, with different kind of preparation methods, different podcasts, the freestyle chess with Mustreader. So it would be a different universe. But right now we are not in that universe, frankly. And right now I think that particular project has to make sure that it survives. Yeah, and I don't know what their plans are.